This little small right here print was done in TPU. It's a flexible filament, or the flexible filament right here. It works great. It helps impact, so if something is resting on it, it doesn't hurt the transmitter, and it protects it. Now, overall, now I'll tell you a few things about some of it. Now, here's another part aspect of everything. The cool part about having a 3D printer. So I'm like, well, what can you do? Well, if I need a tool, just something simple. Guess what? I like to solder. That's another aspect. Well, the soldering and all like that. It makes a big difference if you have a tool that actually can help you solder if you don't have a helping hand. I made this nice vise. I found it on a website called Thingiverse. Thingiverse is where I found a lot of the parts from, but at the same time I did my own designs from here and there. I may combine the two here, did this and this and that, to see what I could work with. Now, that's the cool part about STL files. You're going to be learning about that as well as you go through your 3D printing career, I should say, because it's like a career, hobby, career. How you will look at it, it works great. It's something you will learn. I learned how to zone in, and you'll see it's not as a bad print. Actually, it's an excellent print. I absolutely love this. This Vice is by far one of my favorite things I printed. It just works great. I mean, it opens everything. Everything's working in it. It even has gears in it. You can probably see right there. Everything works, and it just moves. It grabs everything I need if I need it to. All right. Now, doing sometimes I'm printing, I may get a little string in here and there, but guess what? We can even correct that with one little simple, well, a few little tools. Like I tell you, if you have a little stringing, X-Acto knife. That's one way. Now, sometimes if it's a straight edge, sometimes some straight edges can get a little bit of string. I still use my good old scraper. I can just move it right along. Now, the cool part about this scraper is the edge. These edges are very, very sharp. So, as I said, part safety is a big issue when you're dealing with 3D prints. You don't want to hurt yourself. Do be careful with your paint scraper, because the edges on here are sharp. But it allows me to scrape the edge, the flat surface of my prints, kind of like this right here, and it works. Now, the cool part is, yes, all this definitely sounds fun, right? It'll sound complicated. Well, guess what? As you print and print and print and print and more and print, it gets easier. Now, the cool part of how I like to print is, believe it or not, I do not use my computer majority of the time. All right, my computer most of the time is in a whole nother location, a whole nother room, and I really don't even touch it. It's kind of funny. Why? Well, we live in a society now of mobile technology. So how can we do it? Wireless technology, Internet of Things. I love how that works, right? I know it sounds complicated, but in reality, it's simple. All right, we have different companies out right now that allows you to actually work with your printer wireless. Some are already adopting the wireless technology into it, and some kind of not. So, like for instance, if you actually see inside, it looks ordinary, but guess what? The printer is actually wireless. I literally can control my 3D printer from my phone. It works flawlessly. Now, the cool aspect about it all, it just works. And if that doesn't say anything, I just have fun with it more than anything. Now, the cool part is I use what's called a Raspberry Pi. A Raspberry Pi is nothing more than a microcomputer that actually works. That's what this is. A Raspberry Pi. This little microcomputer is actually controlling my 3D printer. Combined with a few extra accessories here and there, it's very powerful. Like a touchscreen. Thus, with the touchscreen, I have what's called Astro Touch. Astro Touch exactly was what I use. For like $1.99, I get cloud storage. Not only can I get cloud storage, but I can control all aspects of the printer wireless through this main box. Now it does connect to my network, but as you can see, it's printing right now. 12 minutes left on this actual print, and it's moving along quite well. Cool part is, it tells me everything, lets me know everything that's going on. Now, the uniqueness is also, I have a camera hooked up. Now, remember I told you about the safety side. This allows me to say, hey, I need to go run somewhere. I have a 20-hour print or 60-hour print, and I need to go back and forth, and I can't be at home all the time. So guess what? I can monitor it. Now, folks, I know a lot of you saying, hey, how's that possible? Well, glad you asked, because believe it or not, being wireless set up on your network, you can actually, it allows you to monitor the whole aspect of everything. I see the bed temperature. I see every aspect of the printer, no matter wherever I'm located at. Cool part is, as we can see, this right here, it shows me everything right here, the whole aspect of my entire printer. I can set it up, I can slice it. It has its own thing, like Thingiverse. Another one, My Mini Factory. Now here's what's my favorite part. I go in, I can monitor right there. Monitor. See what happens. Look at that right there. It's already showing me what's going on my printer. Oh, and guess what? It even shows me a picture of what it looked like as it's printing. Now, that's kind of cool, right? I know, because I like that quite a bit. Simple, straight to the point. Now, there's another one called Octoprint. Octoprint does pretty much the same thing. It's a little bit more involved. It's more involved with it to set it up. I tried it once. I will say I tried it once. I probably go back to it because I want to test it out some more. I like the Astro Print Touch. It works great. I haven't had a problem with it. It just works for me. So now, one of you may be out there and say, hey, I want to try Octoprint. Octoprint, of course, it runs on a Raspberry Pi, of course. Set it up. Then you can set it up, different aspects of it, how you want to look at it, this and that. Another cool aspect of both Octoprint and AstroPrint Touch, it gives me a full touch capability to my 3D printer. So I have all capabilities within my printer that I can say, hey, guess what? I want to check and see what's going on my printer. Or I want to turn my camera on to automatically say, hey, we're going to monitor this by each layer. It's going to take a picture of each layer. I can pause my print. I can check utilities. I can speed it up, change my preheats and everything. I can even change the speeds, the print flow. That's what makes it so powerful to use. All right. Now, I know it seemed like a lot of information, but believe it or not, it becomes very, very simple. Once you start printing, once you start getting in there, setting your profiles up for your filament and the printer itself. The printer itself, your filament, they both have their own profile. Each filament based on how you're going to print it, how you print it, the characteristics, the diameter, big difference. PLA, the temperature in which it prints. Okay, your printer, based off your print bed, based off of your extruder, your height, your width, it all works together. It makes a big difference, okay? Now, once you understand that, you can now work between your different slicing programs. Your slicing programs, of course, Kira. We got Fusion 360. Well, that is actually your CAD program. You have, I want to say, what was it? Slicer Crucial Edition. You got reputable hosts. All right. You also have Astro Print Touch. They even have their own slicing program built into it as well. So I can just send my prints from Thingiverse or be on this server on Astro Print Touch type in the number or browse the Thingiverse or My Mini Factory, boom, send it right to the printer right from there, right from the app, right from the phone, the web browser, everything. Now, it's kind of cool. Like I said, it's a cool, awesome thing to be in. I love working with the 3D printing. The community is always reaching, giving help. There's a lot of communities out there for 3D printing to help you along the way. I'm in quite a few of them on Facebook. You can also go straight to the manufacturer where you get your printer from. Me, I go straight to mostly ANET. That's where most of my work go. Everything I need with ANET, I go straight to them. Now, the cool part is they're there, and if they not understand something, hey, check this out. This can help. So someone's always willing to help you within the 3D community without a problem. Now, you'll notice it seems kind of odd how, wait a minute, but how can you get into it or how you get started? Well, that's what we all here for. We all help everybody, and it makes a big difference. You have many online who actually do a lot. In fact, I watch a lot of YouTube, like you watching me right now. It works. It helps. Everybody helping each other. Everybody sharing information. It kind of works. It is an abundance of information. So you get stuck. Someone has ran into that problem. You won't be alone. Someone has had that problem already, and you can work with it. The beauty of it is, it's an always evolving hobby, business, industry. However way you want to look at it, it's always evolving. It's always going to get better. If you want to change out your extruder, you can. You can go to a different type of extruder. If you want to change something else out, you want to do this, you want to do that. There is no rule in the rule book that says you can't do this. Just do it. Make it yours. Every 3D printer to me is always going to be different. Why? Because it just works. I made my enclosure. When I did my enclosure, I said, I want this enclosure to be mine. All right. I made, a lot of things was already out. So I looked at everything. I said, oh, okay, I like that. I like this. I like that. So I took all of that, different parts from everywhere, and put it together. How I like it. For instance, right here. It looks simple enough, but it's very a lot more smoother than having it on a roller itself. Let's say on an actual stand. Like to say the stock stand. I like this one. This is more easier to work with. Okay. Not only was it easier to work with, that means I don't have to have a rack above it using, I would say, like a big rod. Those rods become unstable. So that's why a lot of people will literally have to print a centerpiece like this if you go that route. You can do it. I do allow you to do it, and it works. Now, however, I will say this. When you do it, be careful. You don't want something to have a problem. Make sure, you don't go overdoing it, because sometimes also when you print something like that, when you're using the rods or you're trying to keep it above, keeping it above to me works a whole lot better than trying to keep it lower, because it has less for the filament to travel, less for it to get tangled up. The less the better, because also once this gets untangled, it can be kind of hectic. This is how I used to do it. This is how I do it now. So you always gonna be upgrading, always doing something with your 3D printer. Never stop learning. And with that, in closing, I applaud you to keep making it yours. This 3D printing is awesome. It's fun. And my recommendation for it, keep printing, keep it safe, and enjoy. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe, leave a comment, and like my video, and I think you will find that there will be a lot more coming. Have a wonderful day.